Once upon a time, in a small village at the foot of a mountain, there lived a little spider. The little spider was very naughty and liked to play tricks on people. One day he spun a web on the window of a house in the village and waited patiently for a large fly to get stuck in it. Just as he had hoped, a large fly flew straight into his web. But before he could eat it, a frog jumped into the web and ate the fly. The spider tried his best, but he couldn't defeat the frog. So he let the frog go and made a plan to catch both the fly and the frog next time. The next day, the little spider went to the top of the mountain and spun a web in the shape of a swing. He waited patiently for a strong wind to come along and push his web swing high into the air. The little spider wanted to use the wind to travel around the world and see all the different places he could find flies to eat. The first wind that came along was not strong enough to lift his web swing, so he waited. When another wind came along, he shouted with all his might, "Push me, push me!" But again, the wind was not strong enough. As the hours passed, the little spider began to feel tired and discouraged. He had been waiting so long and still no one was coming to help him. Just when he was about to give up, he heard a wise old tree spirit say, "Why are you pushing yourself so hard? Little spider, what is the point of going around the world if you don't have anything to show for it?" The little spider looked up and replied, "I want to go around the world and catch as many flies as possible to eat. That way, I will never have to worry about finding food again." The wise old tree spirit shook his head and said, "That is a very selfish thing to do. Why not use your time to teach others how to spin webs like you? If you can catch flies for yourself, then surely you can teach others how to do the same. And in the process, you will make the world a better place." The little spider thought about what the tree spirit had said and realized that he was right. So instead of trying to go around the world, the little spider decided to stay where he was and teach other spiders how to spin webs. At first, he was reluctant to share his knowledge, but he knew that it was the right thing to do. He started by teaching the younger spiders how to make their webs stronger and more efficient. He showed them how to use different materials to create different types of webs, and he taught them how to camouflage their webs so they would be less likely to be destroyed by predators. The young spiders were eager to learn from the little spider, and they quickly became good at making webs. They used their new skills to catch lots of food and no longer had to worry about going hungry. The little spider was happy that he had helped the other spiders, but he still felt a twinge of sadness when he thought about his dream of traveling the world. One day, a wise old owl flew down from a tree and asked the little spider why he seemed so down. The little spider told the owl about his dream and how he had given up on it to help the other spiders. The owl listened patiently and then said, "You don't need to go around the world to see the world. You can bring the world to you." The little spider looked up and asked, "What do you mean?" The wise old owl explained, "You have already traveled the world by helping other spiders. You may not have seen the world with your own eyes, but you have experienced it through the eyes of others. The world is not just a place, it's a feeling. It's the connections we make with others, the experiences we share, and the lessons we learn along the way." The little spider thought about what the owl had said and realized that he was right. He had traveled the world in his own way and he had something special to show for it, the satisfaction of knowing that he had made a difference in the lives of others. From that day on, the little spider continued to teach other spiders and share his knowledge with them. He never forgot the valuable lesson he had learned from the wise old tree spirit and the wise old owl. And whenever he felt sad about not being able to travel the world, he reminded himself that he had done something even greater. He had made the world a better place. The other spiders in the forest loved the little spider for his kindness and willingness to share his knowledge. They would often gather around him and ask him questions about different ways to improve their webs. The little spider was always happy to help them, and he took great pride in seeing them succeed. One day, a group of young spiders approached the little spider and asked him to teach them how to make webs that could capture the most elusive prey, the firefly. The firefly was known for its ability to dodge even the most skilled spiders, and many had tried and failed to catch one. But the little spider was up for the challenge. He had never caught a firefly himself, but he was confident that he could teach the young spiders how to do it. The young spiders were excited to learn from the little spider, and they gathered around him as he shared his knowledge. The little spider explained that catching a firefly required a special type of web, one that was strong enough to hold the firefly's light and prevent it from escaping. He taught the young spiders how to use strong silk threads and how to build their webs in areas with tall plants that would block the wind. The young spiders listened attentively, taking notes on every detail. They wanted to make sure they understood everything before they started building their webs. Finally, the day arrived when the young spiders put the little spiders' teachings into practice. They built their webs in secret, working diligently to make them as strong and secure as possible. The little spider watched them, his heart filled with pride and anticipation. When the webs were complete, the young spiders gathered around the little spider and excitedly told him about their plans to catch a firefly. They were eager to put their new skills to the test and prove themselves to the little spider. With a mix of excitement and apprehension, the little spider watched as the young spiders set out to find the elusive firefly. He knew that the challenge ahead of them was great, but he also knew that they were more than capable of rising to the occasion. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the little spider's anxiety grew. He waited patiently for the young spiders to return, hoping that they had been successful in their mission. The anticipation was palpable as the little spider paced back and forth, his mind racing with possibilities. Finally, he heard the sound of footsteps approaching, and his heart skipped a beat. Could this be it? Have they caught the firefly? As the young spiders came into view, the little spiders' eyes searched their faces for any sign of success or failure. To his surprise, the young spiders were empty-handed, and their faces were etched with disappointment. The little spider's heart sank as he realized that they had not been able to catch the firefly. But as he looked closer, he saw something that made him smile. Each of the young spiders had a newfound determination in their eyes, and they were already talking about what they would do differently next time. The little spider knew that this was just the beginning. The journey to catch the firefly was not an easy one, but he was proud of the young spiders for not giving up. He knew that with their determination and his guidance, they would succeed in the end. From that day on, the little spider continued to teach the young spiders, sharing his knowledge and experience with them. Together, they faced challenges, learned from their mistakes, and grew as a group. The little spider was proud of the progress they made, and he knew that their journey to catch the firefly would continue. For many years to come, the forest was filled with the sounds of laughter and excitement as the young spiders practiced their newfound skills. The little spider watched with a sense of pride and satisfaction, knowing that he had helped them become stronger and more capable. He knew that one day they would be ready to face any challenge that came their way. And so the little spider continued to teach and guide the young spiders, passing on his knowledge and experience to the next generation. He knew that the journey to catch the firefly was not an easy one, but he also knew that they would succeed with their determination and his guidance. The forest echoed with the sounds of young spiders practicing their web-building skills under the watchful eye of the little spider. He knew that their determination and hard work would eventually pay off, and they would soon be able to capture the elusive firefly.